Hi Megan, how are you doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking. So what do you have for me today? What brings you in?
Oh, just stressed at work.
Mm-hmm. Did you find anything out about the stealing of your desk materials?
No, I did not. And today I was off work. I took a sick day because my kids both had appointments and I had a doctor's appointment. So I ran all over to different appointments today. And
Mhm.
they're not supposed to contact me when I'm off work. But of course, I had two phone calls um, of things that needed addressed, even though I was off work today.
Oh my goodness. I'm sure that just added to the stress of like running around different appointments, doing mom life.
Yeah, it's super frustrating because I worked super late Monday night because I knew like I was gonna be off today. I had everything wrapped up. I had, my away email, my phone are set that I'm like out of the office. I'll contact you tomorrow kind of thing. And yeah,
Yeah.
and it
So
wasn't anything that was that urgent.
on like a scale of like 1 to 5, how urgent was it?
Probably a two. Um, And I think what frustrates me most about this situation is this instance should have never even occurred. So
Mm.
just irritated.
Yeah, of course. That makes sense. And tell me a little bit more, just so I get a better picture, how could the situation have been avoided?
So, one of the things I do with my job is individuals with developmental disabilities who need providers for certain things, like whether it be help grocery shopping, personal care, whatever. They might need a staff member for 5 hours a week or 24/7. Just kind of depends on their assessed need. We had an individual whose provider was giving notice. She only has a provider for 5 hours a week to assist with like some like grocery shopping and to get out in the community for things as needed. Um, so her provider gave notice and we posted her search about a month ago and we have had a lot of responses. We had 5 interviews scheduled for tomorrow. Well, now her provider has decided that they can work it out and they're not going to rescind services. However, I've been in this field long enough to know that there was some issue that made this provider give notice. And who's to say it's not going to happen in a week, 2 weeks, a month? Like, we should have moved forward with these interviews. And if she wanted to stay with her current provider, fine. But like, it's a waste of time to coordinate the team members' schedule. So we have the SSA, Medicaid Services Specialist, we have this individual's family, and then we have 5 different providers scheduled to go to a certain place to meet with this individual and interview. And then we are canceling them less than 24-hour notice. And I think that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
But I wasn't there and the interviews got canceled. And they called me after the fact.
Wow. Wow. I can tell by your body
Yeah.
language how frustrated you are. You're keeping it together, but wow. I want to try, if you're okay with it, I want to try an exercise with you. And I think it might help both of us understand more where you are. It's called an empty chair technique. Have you heard of that before?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So just like a little basis, like there's an empty chair. You imagine whoever is sitting in it. So for this exercise, it has to be someone from your job. Who would you love to hypothetically talk to?
Um, I would say the SSA in this case who canceled these interviews last minute.
Hmm. So let's get in the mindset. You're at work where you should be. not where you should be,
Okay.
but you're at work and you're in the zone, and this person comes and sits down and is like, "Hey, do you want it to be either before the interviews are canceled or after the interviews are canceled?"
Before.
All right. So it comes in, sits down. It's like, "Hey, I'm gonna cancel the interviews." What would you want to say to him?
I would say, hey, I understand, like, given the circumstances, that you think it might be easiest to just cancel these because you think like this individual wants to stay with their current provider. However, this provider gave notice almost a month ago, and we are the day before interviews now, and I think it's just best that we move forward with these interviews because I expect that this may not last. I mean, I know this provider served this individual for a period of time, but I've also had a lot of conversations with this provider that they are looking to cut back on their caseload. So we have a great opportunity for this individual to meet with a lot of other providers. And if she doesn't want to move forward with them, that's fine. But I think it'll kind of leave a bad taste in like these providers' mouth if we cancel them so short noticed. And we also coordinated with the family as well. So I feel like it looks bad on our part to cancel it last minute. And if this individual looks for a provider in the future, she will have already, if she continues with her same provider, she'll at least have these 5 providers that she interviewed with that she may know about and may be able to connect with in the future.
It's really good. I was actually really impressed by like how quickly you got into work mode and like you're able to like really balance those hats and like put it on when you need to and be so professional. That was really cool to see. We're gonna change it up a little bit.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Now we're gonna put you in the chair.
Okay.
What would you say to yourself right after everything that happened? So like you had your day off, you're running around, you got the call, they didn't do what you wanted to want or expected to happen. If you came and you spoke to, let's say, your future self about that current struggles, what would you have like to either hear or maybe just say?
I think given the circumstance that we just experienced, I think that we are going to change some things in policy to prevent this from happening again. And we are going to have a policy that interviews cannot be canceled within 24 hours without approval from either me or the Medicaid manager if I'm out. I think that's when we're going to move forward with that and maybe send out an email just acknowledging this with the department. A very kind and friendly email, but we want to prevent these things from the future. And we're also going to maybe have a conversation of don't call me if I'm off unless it's an emergency. And if
Yeah.
somebody tries to do something like that again, we're going to tell them, hey, it's short notice and we will not be doing that because Megan is out of the office. At this point, we're just going to move forward with these interviews.
I don't know if you noticed this, but you just set up your entire plan to reduce this happening again, to reduce frustration. You set boundaries talking to yourself of you can't call me unless it's emergency. And we did the scaling earlier. It was a level 2. That doesn't mean they get you just jump in on your day off. Hmm. Again, we have to start slowing down here, but really incredible work. You were able to come in, release some frustration, and kind of analyze where you are. And like by talking, doing the empty chair technique, you basically on your own formulated a plan of action where you're able to prevent this again. That was really, really incredible to see. Do you have any comments you would like to share?
No, I feel really relieved and gives me a plan to address in the morning.
That's so awesome. All right. Wonderful job as always. I'll see you next week. I can't wait to hear how that email came out.
Thank you.
Bye.